Greetings, community. It's Kevin of Entropy and Comics, and I'm here to do a little how-to. Now, I've been doing my signatures for quite some time now. Las Cruces, appreciate you being here. Yo, Agu, this is for you, definitely, and everyone else who may want to check this out. So the idea behind this is I'm going to go ahead and give you a step-by-step demonstration of how I create my window boards. Now, I've been actually not only told by CGC reps and recipients of my books to then mail out to CGC to get graded. But I've also been made mention to individuals that have seen how I do my window boards, that they appreciate and like how I do it. And more times than not, it ensures the grade in which that I send my books out in. So I have in front of me pretty much everything that I utilize in making my window boards. And I essentially use basically everything that everyone uses in their collecting. So I'm not going to utilize anything that's pretty much out of the norm. Essentially, for this one tool might be something that might not be in your toolbox, which I highly recommend. It is an X-Acto knife. I probably cut about 20 boards before I end up changing this blade. And it's only because I'm digging into the cardboard. So let me again go through step by step how I'm going to do this. I have a particular book that I want to get graded, so I will put it inside my window board, which I'll show you when I'm done how that is. And then I will get that book signed, and then I will have that book usually graded, but sometimes it just kind of goes right back in my collection. I will show you step by step what I do after I get everything signed too, but let's go ahead and get into this now. Now, first, what I end up doing is a book. I decided for this demonstration to just use a previews type deal. So what first I'll find out is, does it fit inside my window bag? So just a rough look. Looks like it's going to. I'll go ahead and check because I didn't. And it does. Now, this is the book I theoretically would be getting signed. I personally have a bunch already made. I suggest that you do the same. Again, I will get into that at the end. So first, what I'll do is I will take my measurements. You can either cut and or rip the blue tape that I suggest, which would be 1 inch. This is the tape that you'll be utilizing. This is also referred to as painter's tape. I have already, to go ahead and minimize the amount of time invested in this demonstration, pre-cut some of these things, and I will go to the top as a generic style of window board making. Now, hypothetically, let's say there's some art or writing or something I want to preserve. I will then lower the area or isolate the area in which that I want signed. But for this demonstration, I'm just going to do a generic style. All right, so I'll go ahead and do the top. I'll do the bottom. All right. And now the fourth side. I will not break this wall. Deadpool joke. All right. So what I also do is, depending on the individuals, I may personalize it, but a lot of times what I'll end up doing is to further thank the artist or creator or both or whoever's there. I do like to write a message. So I write, thank you. I will put arrows where I want the individual to sign. Sometimes I've come across individuals that were signing for the first time, and the way they were handling books, you lay a book in front of them. I've seen them grab that book and trying to get a nice flat surface will crease your and sign. I've also seen people kind of just do this. I've seen so many people, because they don't understand how we as collectors may value the book or how valuable the book is. They're just there to do a signing event. And especially if it's their first time, they don't understand. Much like there's an etiquette on our side, there's an etiquette on their side, and they're new just like we are. So sometimes. So I try to prevent that by handing this book, which I'll show you when again I'm done, why this is so important. Now after I've gone ahead and done all my little arrows, I may even make a little emoji, which I always do. I put a little happy face. And this is what it looks like before I start cutting into it. Now, this board slips in front. So I don't cut into the board that I have. I will then cut into the bag around the bordered area of tape. Once I remove that film, I can then remove the protective board. And here is the actual board. Now check this out. You can either, one, go ahead and take advantage of the situation now and put in your book. Now again, this area frequently will catch. Now to eliminate that, I will peel back that area. And a lot of times the book can slide. In the case of this thickness, you just got to coax it down just a little bit. So let me go ahead and do that flap. I don't know if you can see how I'm doing that. Gently throw that in there. All right. Now to seal this up, that's up to you. How you prefer is up to you. Some people like to use the blue tape. I like to use Scotch, sometimes bourbon. Depending on the tape you want dictates what you utilize. So I'll put all that on there. All right. So now that is an exposed face. I dislike that greatly. So what I do, especially when I stack a book on a book on a book and I put them in my storyfolio, is I will take the coated side down and place that onto the top. I will take two pieces, a small amount of painter's tape, and I end up making little hinges out of that. By folding it onto the back, if you utilize a board that's just the same or even bigger, you'll protect the sides. All right. By having two boards, it actually protects it in a rigid state. Now, if you mail this out and you want to go to CGC, I highly recommend on the back of the original board, write your information, name, date, book, address. If you want, even what that book is, as far as is it rare, 1 in 10, what that incentive might be. Also, I will even write a suggestion. 9.8 pre-graded. As if it came from somewhere. Now, also, if you like, you could take another piece of tape and have this with you either on site at signing events. You can have your own tape inside. I carry a backpack with me, or you can have little pieces already on the board. And when you go ahead and make this sealed up piece, it allows the whole thing to be rather rigid. It's rather, and protected. So when you go ahead and get it signed, you can fully remove this, take this off, flip it over, hand it to the individual in front of them, and stack a few in there, let's say 5. Take the whole stack, have them either slide or move it off to either the next individual signing, or just off to the side. You can then peel it up and put your flat back. Many out there may be asking, yeah, but I've seen, people smear and stuff like that. Sharpies on your book with the protective coating down. 2, 3, 4. I just smeared it. It doesn't really smear. You'll see a spot there and there, and I pulled it. When you just have 5 done, that's roughly anywhere, if you do it right, 20 to 30 seconds. You just have them push off to the side. You can flap everything back, and that's more than enough time to have this totally dry. In my experiences, the only thing you have to really worry about is paint pens. and whiteout. There's only a few people out there that actually utilize whiteout and paint pens when they do their signing. That takes anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes to dry. All right. Even if you do the whole waving and all that and blowing it down, you're still looking at a minimum of 2 to 3 minutes for a bit dry. But then again, you just throw your flat back over it and you'll be fine. That's pretty much it for me. Appreciate you. Entropy. You stay well.